You're listening to the World's Team Podcast. It's not just America's team, Cowboys Nation. It's the world's team. Now, here are your hosts, Paul Stewart and Mike Poland.
How about them Cowboys?
What is up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the World's Team Podcast, brought to you by the Believe Network and sponsored by Cowboys Experience for the ultimate stadium tours, tailgating, game day experiences, all the above. Be sure to go to www.cowboysexperience.com and use the discount code The World's Team. We've got the discount code changed. There we go. Finally. But breaking news, George Pickens has been franchise tagged, and me and my co-host here, no other than Mr. Mike Poland, are here to kind of break it down, talk about all the what-ifs, all the above. This is all about George Pickens in this episode, so get ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, how we doing, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, good. I mean, obviously, we've had the news with Brandon Aubrey. We've had the news about TJ Bass. So it's all going on at the moment.
What does that tell you? Nothing like an off-season of being the Dallas Cowboys. Nothing but drama, right?
Yeah, that is true. Never a dull moment.
Yeah. But yes, folks, George Pickens has been franchise tagged to a non-exclusive?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
To a non-exclusive franchise tag with estimated being up to $27.298 million. Obviously, currently right now, the Dallas Cowboys salary cap, the salary cap for every team is at $301.2 million.
Correct.
But yeah, it's a lot to talk about, Mike.
Yes. I mean, it puts the Cowboys at the moment 58 mil over the cap. We still have yet as well to include, because we just mentioned Brandon Aubrey, TJ Bass, their second round tender value still hasn't been added to that yet. So that's going to go up to over somewhere close to 68 by the time all this is said and done.
Yeah. And this kind of just for argument's sake, if Pickens does play on the franchise tag, plays out, no deal done, that means we need to heavily restructure contracts in that regard. Like from Dak Prescott to Tyler Smith to CeeDee Lamb, to restructure to get under the cap in that regard.
Yeah. I did send you a photo with all the restructures the Cowboys and what they can clear. They can clear $55 million. It's a lot of restructuring.
It's a lot. But it's not really looking like it's down that road. So it's either going to be two options, Mike. And this is where we're going to really break it down. Give George Pickens the contract, like a long-term extension, or another team can actually pick George Pickens up. Mm-hmm. And the result of that, we could actually get draft picks out of it.
Yes. Yeah. So under the exclusive tag, non-exclusive tag, the compensation is 2 first-round picks. They won't get that this year, so they'll get one in 2027 and one in 28. Don't get both at the same time either.
This year would have been lovely.
Imagine 3 first-round picks,
but
you can't.
Can you imagine? Like, see if it was like. Do you imagine if it was like the Titans or even the Raiders? Like, you imagine getting the number 1 overall pick? That would be nuts.
Yeah, it's just like the compensatory picks. You don't get the compensatory picks on the players for this season in this draft. It goes to the next one and so on and so on. And then you find out, because how you get the compensatory picks, I don't know how the formula is worked out. It's always confusing, that one. But
I think we'll never know, Mike.
Yeah, it's like the QI scores. You never know how they figure them out.
We're gonna have to have an NFL analyst to come onto the show and actually really break down how compensation picks really works.
Half of them don't know. Half of them don't.
Well, this is where the comment section on YouTube and Spotify and all on social media would come in handy. So Guys, if you know how the compensation picks work, we're very curious to know. Let us know in the comments. But yeah, so George Pickens, I mean, I'm happy in the regard that we're trying to do something about this. We're trying to address it in that regard. We're trying to do something at least. We're trying to see we're trying to see where we're at right now. Like, I mean, I think the question I need to ask: do you feel confident, Mike, that Pickens will play for the Cowboys?
No.
That's if he signs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, he still officially doesn't have to sign the tag.
Till Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, July 15th. He can then continue to hold out until week 10 of the regular season. Then he effectively becomes a free agent, although he cannot play in 2026. So all that's a bit confusing as well. He can't, they are as well. The expectation is that he is going to hold out. So let's just start there. Got that news straight from the word of the mouth from over in Dallas that they are expecting him to hold out, which I got to be honest with you.
Expecting.
But think about this. It makes total sense that if you're tagged and you're on a non-exclusive, right? Are you going to go to OTAs and training camp where there's a possibility you could get injured? When, I mean, obviously excluding obviously training camp, because that'll be after July 15th. But you wouldn't go into training programs, OTAs, and all the rest of it, the installs, while this is going on, because there's a chance a team will come forward and say, let's give you the offer. The issue I have with all of this is that although it's smart in what they've done now, it's also lazy. It's and that's me being critical. I'm saying, it's smart because, and the non-exclusive is used quite regularly. It's probably the most common one, but it gives Dallas, here's how I see it. Doing this, what they've done is like asking someone to marry you and telling them to go and buy the ring.
I thought you were going to go in the direction of basically signing a prenup.
No, it's going, I'd like to marry you. Go and buy the ring. And then
this is not going to sound great for short clips, Mike.
Yeah. But so you will say it's smart because we get why I'm saying this lazy and critical is I'm being critical is two reasons. A, when George Pickens, and this is the same situation with Brandon Aubrey, which we've talked at nauseum about this week, is when things were going on, there's a chance where you look at it and you say, right, let's pull the trigger before the season ends. Let's do this nice and early. Let's get a discount and keep the guy around for longer. That is what should have happened. That's what should have.
I agree on that. Like, because if that's one thing I am very critical of, Mike, and I'm with you on this one, is the fact that we just don't seem to get the right players that we want to get done early. Like, we just don't. Like, we always seem to leave it the last minute. Like, we always leave, like Dak Prescott was the day before the Cleveland Browns game of the season opener last year. CeeDee Lamb was late as well. We had to pay him more than Justin Jefferson, I believe, and all sorts. And when you look at all the previous players in the past, like even Ezekiel Elliott, one day got paid more than Todd Gurley. Like, we always seem to kind of leave it too late. That is my criticism when it comes to the front office, when it comes to doing contracts. And let's not forget, who was the defensive end that we let go? Well, we gave him an offer, but he signed a similar deal to go to Denver. Randy Gregory, that's who it was. That's the one. We left that way too late. Very late. And I was fuming about that because I really wanted Randy Gregory to stay with Dallas at the time because he really came on that season. Even though for his ups and downs in Dallas, I still wanted to keep him. And you could even go further with Micah Parsons, that whole scenario.
Yeah, that went back and forth far too much.
But when it comes to Dallas and actually getting deals done, like you could say like Jake Ferguson, Osa, like yeah, they're still they're key players to a certain extent, yes, but not the star players per se.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the star players that we always leave very last minute, and that's my main criticism.
Yeah, I agree. It always seems to be that your most important players they mess around with, and it doesn't make any sense. So the key players are the ones where they fall short. Pickens being another one, Aubrey being the next one. Like they just pull the trigger really, and things get done. I just wish it would happen, but it doesn't.
And it would actually make more sense to get away from voided years and all sorts and
Mm-hmm.
all that shenanigans. Like, if you get the deal done early, you're giving yourself probably a better discount rather than paying an extra 2, 3, 5, 10 million, what depending on what the type of player it is. Like 5 months down the line, because they could be balling out, and next thing you're like, oh god, I wish I got that deal done sooner.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I agree.
so, but I mean, let's just talk about George Pickens. What does he actually bring to the table, like as a player? Because we saw the impact he brought to Dallas when CeeDee Lamb was out. He was like he saved our season, despite our ups and downs. Obviously, with our atrocious defense, worst in the league. CeeDee Lamb obviously went out with that horrible play, that jet sweep play.
Yeah,
Went
made no
out,
sense.
made no sense. Went out for a couple of weeks. I can't remember it specifically, but he was out for a certain amount of time. George Pickens picks up the pieces and
Mm.
literally balls out. Like
Mm.
he was an absolute standard, and for that's when the moment we should have said, let's get him signed early. That should have been the moment
Yeah.
because we could have got him a lot cheaper when we did that.
Mm. And the irony here is think about the Eagles game that me and you were at,
Mm-hmm.
right? Brandon Aubrey slots the game winning field goal, right? And we're like going, that guy needs to be signed. Just get the deal done. The whole reason
Yeah.
Brandon Aubrey manages to slot that field goal is an incredible catch by George Pickens. And don't forget, there was also the hurdle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And even kind of relating back to Brandon Aubrey, it wasn't just that game. Remember the New York Giants game, seasonal at the first
Mm-hmm.
home game. I mean, but hey, but we're really interested to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions. And let us know on social media what you guys think. Do you guys think that George Pickens will sign the tag? And do you think a long-term deal will eventually happen, or do you think he will get offers from other teams? We are very curious to hear your thoughts on this matter. But like, I don't know what else to really say. I mean, obviously, I'm happy in the regard that yeah, we've got him. Like in that regard, we've got him for a year, but obviously there is the salary cap implications. That's my concern, massively. Like you said, over 50 million currently right now with Pickens signed to the tag. We've not got Brandon Aubrey signed up. And we've got a tender on both on Aubrey and on TJ Bass. So I mean, I'm just like, there's going to have to if this is going to play out where Pickens is going to be playing on the tag, massive restructuring is going to have to happen, and it's going to have to happen quick before the draft, easily. So, because like I said, like you could do Dak Prescott, you could do Tyler Smith, you could do CeeDee Lamb, Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams. Those 5 players alone, you can restructure.
Mm.
But that means, if I'm, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, if you start doing more restructures, that can actually add more to the voided years.
It adds more towards down the line. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and like yes, if you've got Voyagers putting into it, can really screw things over because then it kind of what it does is forces your hand to have to do a contract extension because you need to spread the money out that you've backloaded onto the contract. The other note is that with this non-exclusive, there's also the option where the Cowboys have right first refusals. So what they can do is that if a team makes an offer, the Cowboys can then counter the offer and say, right, and then that's it. It's job done. Now we've got a long-term deal. And I think that this is where it goes back to my point of being lazy. It's kind of like the Cowboys going, let's just, and this is what I mean about, I'm going to marry you, you go buy the ring.
It's a gamble. It's a massive gamble. The way I'm not seeing it from that perspective, that analogy that you're kind of saying about the whole management. The way I'm seeing it is, I'm seeing it as Jerry is doing the whole gambler scenario. He's banking on other teams putting in low ball offers. That's what he's banking on, essentially.
Yeah.
And there is going to be some teams out there with a lot of cap space that will offer him top tier money. And it's going to be very hard for the Cowboys to compete with that. It is going to be more than CeeDee Lamb, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I mean, the production with Pickens is there, without a doubt. I mean, you look, he had more production than CeeDee Lamb. He's one of the most productive wide receivers in the league. So you know what you're getting. The tandem with the two, between him and CeeDee, is fantastic. And there's good chemistry between the two. Good chemistry as well with him and Dak. The irony is, you talk about Lamb being out. I think the Lamb being out part kind of just fine-tuned that chemistry between Dak and Pickens, and then you got to reap those rewards down the line.
Yeah. And this is my point. I can't imagine. I just can't visualize Pickens want to sit out, like, based on the franchise tag and stuff. I just can't envision it because of the chemistry.
It makes sense too, though, because you're betting on yourself.
Not to me. I don't see it like that, if I'm being perfectly honest.
If he gets injured, that's it. It's game over.
Well, no.
It is.
No, it gives the Cowboys an idea they can actually put in a low ball offer then.
No, not when they've given him the tag.
Well, it's very interesting to see how this plays out, folks. But yes, me and Mike will be back on Sunday to cover the rest of the NFL Combine. I mean, so far, a lot of standouts already. I mean, my guy, Jacob Rodriguez, is looking pretty good, but my goodness, the two Ohio State guys, Avril Reese and Sonny Styles, are looking phenomenal. But we will cover that on Sunday. But before we do go, Mike, is there anything else you want to add?
At the moment, I'm stable. I'm happy with what it's doing. Sends a few messages out in the front office kind of like ethos, but let's just see where the next stage goes now with all of this.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get some news more up to date. Hopefully things might materialize over the weekend and we can actually go more into this a bit further. But like I said, we're going to be covering on everything about the Combine, which is currently happening right now. But yes, folks, but yeah, before we do go, Mike, please tell everyone where everyone can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter or X at Kenfig Cowboy. That's Kenfig with a K, Cowboy with a K, and you, Mr. P.
You can find me at IMP on X and Instagram. All right, folks, we will see you guys on Sunday. And like as always, here at the World's Team, it's not just America's team, it is the World's Team. We'll see you guys next time.
That's a wrap on the World's Team Podcast. Smash that like button and hit subscribe, Cowboys Nation. This ain't just America's team, it's your team. Touchdown! It's the World's Team, only on Believe, where real fans live.
How about them Cowboys?